Hello and welcome to Subaru. I'm Marc Griffin and today I'll be your auto guy. We'll be going over the 2024 Outback Onyx Edition XT. Today you're going to see it in the cosmic blue. We're going to take a quick walk around it and then we're going to work on into the inside momentarily. This is the Onyx Edition. So the first thing you may notice is it has the blacked out rims as well as the blacked out lettering. There's a couple other things that you're going to notice on the inside once we get there. But before that, one thing I want to point out a couple different things that make a Subaru so amazing. First off is the fact what you can't see is every Subaru is built on the Subaru Global Platform, meaning it has a reinforced cage with certain areas like your B pillar that are reinforced steel, because even though Subaru has a decades of reputation of safety, we still can't stop someone from going through a stoplight or a stop sign. So if the vehicle were to take a hit, it's designed to keep your family safe. Now you'll also notice this little metal rod here, this little metal stud that locks in right there. This is actually part of a design to reinforce the side door so that it doesn't collapse in the case of a side or at least collapse resistant in case of a side impact. You're also going to notice two cameras up top here. Now that is our amazing eyesight system. You might ask, well, Mark, why does it have two cameras instead of just the one that I see on a lot of different brands? Well, two cameras actually allow our system, the VDC, that's the name of our computer that monitors everything, to see in 3D. So it's actually a very, very intuitive system designed, again, to keep your family safe on the road. You'll also notice the wide wheelbase of the Outback. So the Outback actually qualifies as a wagon, but also you also notice the clearance. So it has an 8.7-inch clearance from the ground. So whether you are camping, whether you're on the highway, whether you're off-road or on-road, it's going to give you an amazing ride. Now, as I said before, this is the XT edition. You're like, Mark, what does that mean? Well, it means that it actually has the more powerful 2.4 liter engine that gives you 260 horses. So if you're towing, you're gonna have a towing capacity of 350 pounds. Excuse me, 3,500 pounds. Excuse me. So pretty much anything that you're gonna take with you when you're camping, this can handle it. Now, real quick, I just want to let you see the Boxer engine. Now, hop in here real quick. Now, as soon as you see it, you're going to see that the Boxer engine actually is not like your average engine. It actually sits lower and sits a little wider. Now, as far as, you might ask me, how long does this engine gonna last? Subaru's engines last for a long time. Average lifespan is gonna be over 200,000 miles. So as far as keeping this vehicle in your family, this is the vehicle to do it. Great reliability. Also interesting to note, because the engine is lower, it actually has a lower hood line. Thus, you get more visibility overall with this vehicle. Now you might notice that the headlights are a little different. These are responsive, steering responsive headlights. We're going to talk about that more in a moment. But basically, it allows your headlights to move with the steering wheel, which is an amazing feature because you can literally see where you're turning versus waiting for your headlights to catch up with you once you turn. You can literally drop off a cliff and you wouldn't even know it. That's a joke. Now, you might notice the seat's a little different. And that's another thing I want to point out about the Onyx Edition. It has the StarTex leather. So this is a really durable leather. You might notice that it's actually very soft from day one. So one thing that you might notice, a lot of other customers have mentioned, is that they don't have to break it in the way some other leathers have to be broken in. All right, now that we're inside, I'm gonna go ahead and start her up. I'm gonna get the air on because it is July, so it's a little warmer, so you're gonna notice me sweating a bit, and I apologize. All right, so this has a lot of really great features. First thing that a lot of people really enjoy is this 11.6-inch monitor or entertainment system that we have in the Outback. It has your regular buttons here for your climate control, but it has a lot of great features right here that are available. Now, one thing that you probably are going to be very excited about is the fact that it has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So when you connect your phone to this vehicle and you have an Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, it's automatically going to connect with your vehicle, and it's wirelessly going to bring your apps on the screen, which makes it so easy because there's no tethering, there's no messing around with wires. It's super simple, super fast, super convenient. Now, a lot of great features that you're going to notice is this view button, and a lot of customers love this because when they're parking or if they're off-road, they can see what's ahead of them, and that gives them a little representation of what the distance is, and if they're hitting rocks or going over curbs or whatever, they can see that. So that's our front viewing camera. Likewise, when we put it in reverse, we have our predictive lines. You see how I'm turning the steering wheel, and the lines tell us where we're going to go, as well as those little gauges representing each foot distance from the bumper. You're also going to notice the RAB, that's your rear automatic braking, as well as you're able to turn the sound off. So if you have a young child or someone in the car that's sleeping and you don't want that beep 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 beep, you're able to turn that off. Let me go back in the park and show a couple of other features that I think you're really going to be excited about. As I mentioned before, the VDC, that's our computer that handles your torque vectoring and things of that nature. Torque vectoring, if I hadn't already mentioned it, does keep you safe on the road. So if you were to hit some inclement weather and start to oversteer or understeer because of rocks or gravel or environmental or what have you, the VDC is automatically going to brake on the left or the right to keep you safe on the road. Now this one is great. That is our X mode. X mode is going to give you extra torque at low speeds so that you are able to have more control over the vehicle. Likewise, great things like the auto vehicle hold. If you're doing a lot of start-stop driving, that's a really great feature because, I'm going to turn the air down a little bit. That's a really great feature because you can actually hit the brakes and the brakes will stay engaged until you hit the accelerator. Steering responsive headlights, boom! I already talked about that a minute ago, but that allows your headlights to move with the steering wheel. Most customers keep it on. It's because it is a great feature. Auto start stop, that's a feature that's really going to help you save gas, although some customers aren't a fan of it. So just in case you don't want to use that, you can either turn it off here or go to this selection screen and turn it off. A couple other things is your driving assistance. Some features that I really recommend you keep on, but if you need to turn them off, your big one is your rear vehicle detection, also called your blind spot detection, BDC, or your rear cross traffic alert. And that's just when vehicles are passing from the left or the right, and like when you're backing up from the store, or maybe you're leaving school or whatever, and a vehicle is coming because you don't have that visibility, the sensors on the back bumper will actually give you that warning that it's coming from the left or from the right. So it's a really great feature, as well as your blind spot detection, facilitated by the same sensors. But when you're on the highway and if there's a vehicle in your blind spots, that you get these little areas on the side view mirror will illuminate and will let you know, hey, don't go. Not a good idea. All right, and then last but not least is warning volume, if you want to change the volume. And then if you go to Canada or something like that and you want to change the kilometers, you're able to do that. All right, cool. All right, then obviously things like your radio are available. Okay, people losing their mind. Sirius XM, you're going to get free Sirius XM for the first 4 months. And then, of course, your AM. And you're going to have 18 different presets that you're able to use Last but not least are going to be your heated seats, which are going to give you extra comfort in those cold weather months. Speaking of heated, we also have a heated steering wheel as well. So you turn that on, and on those cold months, it really makes a difference. All right, over here, your adaptive cruise control, great system, folks love it. So what you're able to do is turn on your cruise control, and you notice up here we have a representation of the vehicle, but we also have lines that represent the distance from the vehicle to your the vehicle ahead of you, also called the lead vehicle. So it actually will keep the vehicle from if the vehicle in front of you stops or slows down, your vehicle stops or slows down. Great safety feature, obviously. Then of course here we have our lane assist, which is going to keep you lined up on the road. All right, last couple of things, and then we're going to hit the back seat. Because now, although you cannot tell, I am 6 feet tall and 280 pounds. I'm not a small man, but amazingly, I fit comfortably in the back, which I'm going to show you in a moment. You are able to also open up your lift gate from here, which we're going to talk about real quick in a moment. And then this is going to be your memory key, which I'll show that to you once we get in the back. Alrighty. Now, what? Look at this. As I said, I'm 6 feet tall. You see, I have room, and I was just sitting in the front. So 6 feet in the front, 6 feet in the back, and super comfortable. Has vents in the back, so you know, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and I would sweat to death because the vehicles in those days didn't have any vents. You just suffered. So your passengers will ride in comfort. Likewise, they're going to also have heated seats in the back. And although I didn't mention it, you're going to have USB-C and USB-A plugins here, as well as in the front, which I didn't mention, but they are there. Alrighty. Going on to the back, I know you're like, what, Mark? All of this space. That is right. This thing has, the Outback has a ton of cargo space for pretty much, I mean, you could carry a bed or refrigerator. If you're doing camping, there's a lot of other possibilities. You have this cargo cover, which one thing I love about this is you don't have to store this in your garage or in your linen closet at the house and forget about it. There's actually a spot right underneath here to tuck it away, along with the tire. Then, as I mentioned, we have the Harman Kardon system, but have speakers in the back too. Alrighty, this is a great vehicle. Last couple things. As I was mentioning before, you are able to program the height. So let's say you want this a little lower. Let's say, you know, maybe you're in a low carport area, or you have luggage on top. So you can literally press this button here, and now it's programmed. All you do is hold it for a few seconds, and it'll beep, and now it's programmed for that height. And it'll stay at that height unless you reprogram it for a different height, or if you just turn off that memory button that I showed you earlier. And another feature that I'm very fond of is this little button right here, which actually locks all of your doors at once. So let's say you had your groceries, your luggage, you're walking out, and you don't want to go back to lock the door. You hit that one button, it locks all 5 doors. 5 doors meaning the 4 doors plus the lift gate. All right. Well, that is it. I hope you enjoyed the journey with the Outback. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to Mark, your auto guy. Have a great day. God bless.